Protesters from the Midlands fighting for the removal of shared space road layouts where cars, buses and pedestrians have equal priority have taken their campaign to Westminster this evening. The group, calling itself Sea of Change, want traffic lights put back at various road schemes in Coventry, Warwick and Leek town centres. They say they don't feel safe, but official figures show the crossings are safer than the designs they replaced. Kevin Reid reports.
The pedestrian refuge has no tactile sign.
This is the film the campaign group Sea of Change took to Westminster today.
And he has to be to be told to cross the road.
It shows blind people struggling to deal with so-called shared spaces in Warwick and Coventry. Coventry resident Jim Smallman is featured and has long campaigned against them.
I hope the government and our councils will listen to our problems. You've took our lights away, put them back, so we can use our city like we used to.
The campaign's been organised by Sarah Gayton, who became involved when a similar scheme was introduced in the Staffordshire town of Leek.
Through this design, blind people are being excluded from this city centre. They're stopping at home and they can't independently access this town centre. Those green crossings will allow them to have access to that.
Today their film was screened to a selected audience including MPs, academics and representatives from the Dutch embassy, from where the concept of shared spaces originated. But in Coventry the council insists they work, saying the removal of traffic lights forces drivers to slow down and pay attention.
The statistics show there has been a substantial fall in the number of accidents at these type of junctions in Coventry, and the average speed of cars has also fallen from around 24 miles per hour to 16.
In the 5 years before this was implemented, there were 16 accidents. Since this was put in October 11, there hasn't been a single incident. So it's safer now than it ever was.
The statistics may be stark, but Leamington-based charity Guide Dogs for the Blind also want more to be done.
The council have listened to some of our suggestions and they've ignored some of our suggestions, and what happens is you end up in a shared space area such as this where blind and partially-sighted people can no longer access.
Coventry Council's already bowed to pressure and added zebra crossings at its shared spaces, but insists putting traffic lights back in would put more people at risk. Kevin Reid, BBC Midlands Today, Coventry.
It's approaching 16 minutes to 7. This is our top story tonight. As the number of cannabis factories surge across our region, council tenants are being given scratch and sniff cards so they can spot the smell of the drug and help police. Your detailed weather forecast to come shortly from Shafali. Also in tonight's programme, a new sound wafting across Birmingham, the young guitar bands known as B-Town. And with the weather threatening to get colder, we find out if the gritters are ready and who decides where and when to send them out. Now, if you have a story you think we should be covering on Midlands Today, we'd like to hear from you. You can call us or send an email to midlandstoday@bbc.co.uk. We're also on Facebook, or you can tweet us at BBC MTD.